question comes in 14 parts.
Sweet. Let's try the first 6.
No, I'm kidding. I know Cop Out just came out, and talking about what's next is kind of presumptuous at this point. But do you know what you're working on? Is it going to be like Red State?
I am. Red State is the one we're doing next. After talking about it for like 3 years, finally we're actually moving forward. I found the money. It's crazy. I found the money, man. Like, you can't find money in this town anymore. And I found it after Cop Out, which was weird, but that's how it happened. And I know there's no money in this town because I started getting calls from agents over the course of the last 2 months. Powerful agents from powerful agencies with Academy Award-winning talent. And if I was 26, I'd be like, here are their names. But being that I'm almost 40, I'll be, discretion, the better part of valor. Huge fucking names, though. Names that nobody ever throws my way and shit at all. Unless they're like, we're next to each other in a fucking phone book or something like that. So I finally asked one of the agents. There's a dude at ICM who I didn't know, but I got a phone call and they were like, I have Guido whoever calling for you from ICM. And I was like, his name is Guido? Guido, the killer agent? I gotta talk to this guy, man. And Guido offered me yet again, like, some really fucking big talent for the movie and shit. Well-known talent that have won Academy Awards, 3 Academy Award winners. And I was just like, dude, you gotta tell me, man, what's the fucking scoop here, man? Why am I getting these calls? Because I make the donkey fucking movies. What's going on? Am I being punked or is that done now? And he was just like, no, man, everyone wants to be in the Kevin Smith business. And I was like, dude, don't bullshit me. Don't agent me. And he goes, nobody's working right now. I go, really? He's going, yeah, they're fighting over scraps. That's why I'm calling you. So it's weird, like in this moment where, I'm not going to say, I've got my pick of fucking all the great talent, but I have more talent kind of coming my way, not by virtue of the fact that anything I've done impresses them, just because there's not a shit ton of work out there right now and whatnot. So I could like cast the movie up, but it's only a $4 million movie, and I really want the movie because it's so different than anything else I've ever did. Like, it's not really a comedy; it's flat out horror movie. So I want it to be kind of looking different than everything we've ever done. I don't want to use any of the same faces or people that would be like, oh, it's that person, hence we're in a movie and shit like that. So I've searched real long and hard. The story is kind of about. A lot of people have compared it to Fred Phelps and the Westboro Baptist Church and shit like that. It's about religious fundamentalism run awry, and the main bad guy is a character named Pastor Aben Cooper. And so I had to find somebody to play it, and it's a fucking killer role. It's like, it's not as good as Hannibal Lecter, but he's the Hannibal Lecter of that movie. He just has no cool mask. So I was looking for a dude to do it, and the dude that I fell in love with, the dude that I really, really wanted to cast and reached out to, was this actor named Michael Parks. And Michael Parks, yes, I fucking love this guy. Michael Parks, a lot of people might remember him more recently from the Quentin and Robert stuff. In the beginning of From Dusk Till Dawn, he's the cop who's sitting there talking to the guy behind the counter and shit like that. He was in the Kill Bills. He reprised the role and shit like that. Fantastic actor. In Kill Bill, he was also the pimp toward the end that Uma Thurman is talking to. He played 2 roles in that movie. I've loved Michael Parks forever. I think his delivery is just fucking genius. And I was trying to explain to my wife who he was, because she was like, who are you casting in this movie? And I was like, Michael Parks is going to play Aben Cooper. And she was like, why do I know that name? And I was like, this is the dude from Dusk Till Dawn, man. Remember From Dusk Till Dawn? And she's like, kinda. I was like, oh shit. I got a 103-inch television in my bedroom. It's very nice. Panasonic gave it to me as a gift. I would never pay for something that big, but they gave it to me for free. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll take it. I said, put it here, and it sits 4 feet from the end of my bed. So basically, I don't watch movies, I'm in the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we watched Avatar on that shit, I was punching cats in the face. Because you could stand next to him and be life-size. So I'm like, let's pop this in. I'm going to show you the fucking clip and shit. So I went out and got the Blu-ray of From Dusk Till Dawn and shit, popped it in, turn it on, and we start watching. If you remember the opening of From Dusk Till Dawn, it's awesome. It's riveting. It takes place in Benny's World of Booze or Benny's World of Liquors. And, the Gecko brothers, played by George Clooney. I'm like, who's that guy? George Clooney. And Quentin Tarantino, are in the midst of kind of a hostage situation, robbing this fucking store and shit. Michael Parks is a cop who comes in, doesn't know what's going on, and then a shootout happens. I'm sure most people have seen it. It's loud, it's cool, but it's very cinematic and shit. So I'm showing her that, and she's like, this dude's awesome. I was like, yeah, he's the bomb and shit. Gets to the end of the sequence, we hear a knock at the door, and it's Harley and shit. So I pause it, because it's an R-rated movie and whatnot. She comes in, we're chit-chatting with her. And I'm on the bed, Jen's sitting on the couch. Harley's kind of standing near Jen, but she's looking out the windows of our bedroom. And Jen's like, why are you looking out the windows, man? You're creepy like your father. She was like, he's always getting up and minding everybody's business in the street. Don't look in the window. And from the bed, I was like, what's she looking at? You know, and I came over to look out the window, and Harley's going, somebody's talking to Raina. You know, Raina is our housekeeper. And I was like, who? And Jen's like, doesn't matter who's talking to Raina. I was like, it does. Who matters? It does. I'm looking out. I said, who is it? And I look out in the street, and I see Raina walking away from a police officer. And one of LA's finest, wearing fucking blue and shit like that. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on and shit? And I look out the window a little more, and the cop looks up at me, and he goes, do you live here? And I was just like, yeah, I didn't know what to say, you know? I mean, I knew I did, but at the same time, I was just like, that sounds awfully accusatory. How much weed do I have in this house? So I'm like, yeah, this is my house. And he goes, can you come down here? Come down here right now. And I see another cop who steps back from my door and shit. And he was like, get down here, both of them. I was like, oh, yeah, totally. Did you guys ring the bell or anything? And he's like, did you ring the bell? And he goes, no. And he goes, no, get down here and open this door. I said, all right. And I'm kind of like wigged out a little bit, man, because I didn't call the cops. And they certainly weren't like, hello, would you like to buy a magazine? You know, just like, get down here right now and shit. And Harley's kind of getting nervous, and I turn to Jen, and I'm like, the cops are telling me to come downstairs. And she's like, why? I was like, I don't know. And I had just ordered some Baja Fresh and picked it up and shit. So I was just like, I gotta seem casual, man. Like, I know I haven't done anything wrong, but I'm gonna face some cops. I don't want to seem like I've done anything wrong. So I reached into the bag and grabbed a fucking container of chicken and started carrying it around, because I thought that would make me look casual. I don't know what I was thinking. Like I said, I was a little stoned. So I'm sitting there going, like, I better come downstairs holding this chicken, or else they're going to think something's up, you know? So I went and put on my robe, carrying the chicken down in my hand, little container and shit. Jen's following me. She's like, what's with the chicken? I'm like, shit's all part of the plan. We go downstairs. Harley has two of her friends over, you know, in her room and whatnot. Her friends come out of Harley's room, and she's like, the cops are pointing at us and telling us to climb out of the windows. And I was like, why? What's going on, man? Like, I don't know. So I go down to the stairs, open the door. Now, on this side of the door in the house, there's me, there's my wife right behind me, there's my daughter and her two friends kind of on these little steps, and there's Raina at the top of the steps. I open the door, and this is what I see. Two dudes in blue, two cop cars, and it looks like this. They had their fucking hands on their hips, dude, with the fucking clip unopened. And the guy goes, how many people are in the house? And I'm like, well, there's me, there's my wife, my kid, her two friends, Raina, and this chicken. And he's like, what? And I was like, never mind the chicken. And he's just like,